ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a lighter version of the cider drinker. Now, the reason it's a lighter version is because today we are trying a low alcohol cider for you guys, and that one also happens to be a supermarket own brand. Today's cider is Tesco low alcohol cider. Now, because this is especially selected by Tesco's, you can pretty much find it in any single Tesco store from anywhere in the country, and if it doesn't stock it, then well, I really can't help you on that one. But yeah, seriously, go down to your Tesco's and you will most likely see this cider in the low or alcohol free section. So, will it be any good in taste despite the low alcohol content? Well, you will find out, but before then, I'm going to give you some details on Tesco low alcohol cider. Tesco low alcohol cider comes in 500ml bottles, and naturally that's the only way you're going to get this cider too. Now, because it's a low alcohol cider, the percentage is only 0.5% volume. Naturally, it doesn't say anywhere on the bottle if it's sweet or dry, so I'm going to find out in the taste. And the pricing, well, you'll be very surprised that I got this bottle for 99p. So, if you're looking for a low alcohol cider at a cheap price, this might be the one for you. Alrighty then, there we go. Now, the bottle is surprisingly eye-catching, in my eyes anyway. Although, it might be for the wrong reasons, because normally when you signify yellow and black on your products, like in the animal kingdom, it usually means warning, steer clear from this thing. But I'm pretty sure that it doesn't mean it on this cider, although it might do. I've not tried it yet. But generally, you know, most low alcohol ciders don't really have many eye-catching designs, but this one, you know, I think it serves its purpose. And it says full flavour and refreshment on the front as well. I don't really see how you can get full flavour from a low alcohol cider, but you never know, I could be wrong. It says serve chilled, well duh. Fully matured and traditionally crafted in Herefordshire, this low alcohol cider is light and refreshing with a ripe, fruity flavour. It has packaging info, allergy advice, it has ingredients, so let's have a little read of that. Water, cider apple juice, cider. Okay, so obviously cider apple juice and cider are different things. Sucrose, carbon dioxide, malic acid and potassium metabisulfite, which is obviously the one that can preserves freshness and everything. Not sure what sucrose is. Is that just another word for sugar? Who knows? Now, here's the interesting thing. This is something I've not seen on many ciders recently, and that contains the nutritional information. You probably won't be able to see here because it doesn't, the camera doesn't focus, but right there, it has nutritional information. So let's have a look. Typical consumption per 500ml, which it is, 142 calories, which for a cider is not bad at all. A trace of protein, 32 grams of carbs, 15 grams of which sugars, and a trace of fat. Well, all in all, that doesn't sound too bad at all, so without further ado, let's go and crack this low alcohol cider open. Now, the reason I'm doing the low alcohol cider today is because it's the start of a work week and I don't really want to be extremely hungover for the next day, so I just thought I'll take it a little bit light tonight, so let's give this one a whiff. That does actually have a very fruity aroma coming out of it. But it's also a very light smelling too. Because there's sometimes there's some bitter smells coming off the nose, but this one is very light, very fruity, and honestly really like juicy as well, like juicy fruits coming out of this. That actually does smell rather pleasant, so I'm going to go and pour this in the glass now. Now, you've probably already seen what it looks like in the bottle, because it is a clear bottle, as you probably saw, but I will show you guys once again, just in case you didn't see it. Just going to whack it all in, because there's going to be no natural sediment in this one, I don't think, anyway. Right, there we go. I'd say that's a very light coloured cider. There we go. I'll try and catch it on the door because that might show you the best colour, or it might not do, you never know. But yeah, from what I'm seeing, it's a very light coloured cider, lightly sparkling, as you can tell from all the little bubbles that are coming out of it, but they're not too hefty, so that's pretty cool. Although, to be honest, the amount of bubbles in a cider doesn't really change much at all, so if it says lightly sparkling, you just expect it to be lightly sparkling. So, right, let's go and get a whiff in the glass. Again, those light fruit aromas are coming off of here. And I can just smell the soap when I do that, so... yeah, just real light fruity aromas coming out of it, but nothing that's making me turn away from this cider either. Not really getting much of an apple aroma off it though, so I guess it's all going to be down in the taste, see if it tastes of apples. So, without further ado, cheers guys, and bottoms up. That's not too bad actually. Very light flavours coming off of it. But you can definitely tell that they've added sugar to this one. Mainly to, I'd say, add more flavour to the cider. You can definitely tell that they have added sugar to it. That's probably what the sucrose is. I could be wrong in that, but I'd imagine sucrose is just another word for sugar or something similar to it, because it's a very sweet cider. But surprisingly, it hasn't really left a gummy aftertaste in the mouth, which with other ones that have had sugar added to it, you do sometimes get that gummy texture to it, but not getting it just yet, but I will go for a second opinion. If I'm being perfectly honest, it is pretty much just like having apple juice. Although there is a very, very slight hint of something not involved with apple juice in there, if you know what I mean. Because it is a low alcohol cider. It's not alcohol free, it's just a really, really low percentage. At the back of your throat, after you've taken your sip and everything, there is just a very, very slight hint of alcohol in there. So that's actually quite surprising, because I thought you were just going to taste it, you know, it's just going to be apple juice and that's it. But there is just a very, very tiny hint of alcohol in there. So yeah, that's quite surprising. But like I said, it's a very, very sweet cider. And I'll actually say it's quite, well, obviously it's going to be very easy to drink because it's a low alcohol cider, but it's full-bodied, but it's also light at the same time. Like when you take a sip, you can really like feel it going down you, but it's also got a very light aftertaste to it. Like there's no hefty flavours coming off of it like there were a couple on the nose, but there's just some very light floral fruity tastes coming off of it too, so that's pretty cool. Wouldn't say that most of them are apple tastes, although there is a slight hint of that as well. So yeah, this is actually a pretty decent cider. For it being lightly sparkling as well, you can't taste any of the bubbles in it. You know, you can't actually, to be honest, the bubbles have really dissipated quite quickly, as you can tell. There's none on the side of the glass now, and they're just really, really tiny. There's hardly anything there, so that'll probably explain why I'm not getting any of that fizziness in the mouth. That'll explain it. Yeah, that's actually quite a surprising little cider there. I didn't have high hopes for this one, seeing as it is an own branded cider, and the fact it only cost me 99p for this thing. But it's not too bad really. So yeah, quite surprising. I think I'll go for a final taste before the final verdict here. I think we're almost done. Yeah, and even after all those sips, I'm still not getting the gummy after texture in the back of the throat that you get sometimes. Like a couple of reviews back, I did the woodpecker cider, and oh my god, you could just taste the gumminess, you could taste the sugar, and it was just absolutely terrible. This one's just a little bit more subdued. It actually does have an apple flavour to it. So the low alcohol cider has beaten an actual cider in terms of taste and flavour. To me, that's quite amazing really. So Tesco's have actually one-upped HP bomber in that respect, if I'm being honest. But as for the rating, well, I will actually go and give Tesco low alcohol cider a 6 out of 10. Naturally, it's not going to be an absolutely mind-blowing cider, but for what it is, it does its job well. It's like I say, it's only 0.5%, so if you are a designated driver on a night out, you can still enjoy this and be one of the crowd, and it's not going to leave your mouth feeling like crap at the end of it either. And like I say, there's just a tiny little after hint of alcohol at the back of your throat after you've drunk it, so really a nice little surprising cider here, and one that I will actually recommend. Now, because it is a Tesco own branded cider, you can pretty much find it in any store across the country, like I said, so just go down to their alcohol free or low alcohol section and you will most likely find it in there. And for 99p, it's a bit of a steal, if I'm being honest. So that was another episode of the Cider Drinker for you guys. Hope you liked it, because, well, actually I did as well. So until next time, I will be back with another delicious and tasty cider for you guys, but until then I'm just going to kick back, relax and enjoy a nice low alcohol cider from Tesco's. So cheers guys, until next time.